My friend, have you ever wondered why some people rise from nothing and build an empire, while others keep dreaming but never move? Why do some people start from the same ground but end up in different worlds? It's not luck. It's not timing. It's principles. The silent rules that decide how far you'll go. The invisible laws that shape your growth, your habits, and your destiny. Most people spend their entire lives searching for secrets. What's the shortcut? What's the formula? What's the hack? But the truth is, there are no shortcuts. There are only principles that the successful quietly follow even when no one's watching. Today, I'll share with you 3 powerful principles that can completely reshape your life. Principles that can turn a struggling person into a millionaire, not just in money, but in mindset, purpose, and self-mastery. But before we begin, I need you to make one promise. Promise that you'll stay till the end, because the real treasure isn't in hearing these principles, it's in understanding them. By the end of this, you won't just know what millionaires do, you'll understand how they think. Let's start with a truth the world often forgets. Money doesn't chase people, it chases value. And value begins inside you. Most people want to become rich without changing who they are. They crave the lifestyle but reject the discipline. They desire the reward but avoid the responsibility. And that's why they stay stuck repeating the same year again and again, calling it life. The real path to wealth begins when you realize this. You are your biggest investment. Every hour you waste, every distraction you allow, every excuse you make, it's a theft from your future self. Millionaires don't ask, how much am I earning today? They ask, who am I becoming today? Because once you become the right person, money becomes the natural result, not the goal. Human psychology says that 90% of people live for instant rewards. They crave comfort now, results later. But millionaires, they reverse it. They delay pleasure. They train their minds to work in silence, build in shadows, and stay patient until their moment comes. And when it does, the world calls it luck. But they know it was discipline. My friend, before you can control your money, you must control your mind. Because every fortune begins in your head, long before it appears in your hands. My friend, let me tell you a secret that most people never understand. Wealth doesn't begin in your bank account. It begins in your mind. Before you can control money, you must learn to control your thoughts. Because your mind is the factory where every dream, every idea, and every breakthrough is built. Most people think wealth is about strategy, business, or timing. But if your mindset is weak, no opportunity can save you. You can give 2 people the same chance. One will build an empire, the other will waste it. The difference isn't luck, it's mental discipline. A millionaire's mind is trained for focus, not distraction. When they wake up, their mind doesn't wander, it marches. They know the battle begins the moment they open their eyes. A battle against laziness, fear, and comfort. Average people wait for motivation. Millionaires act without it. They've learned that feelings are temporary, but habits are permanent. They don't need to feel ready, they just need to show up. And that's the true secret, doing what must be done, especially when your emotions don't agree. Because emotions lie, habits tell the truth. Every time you ignore that voice that says, take it easy, you grow stronger. Every time you push yourself one step further when your body says stop, you rewire your brain for success. Science proves this. Your brain changes every time you push through discomfort. New neural connections form. Your tolerance for challenges increases. And little by little, discipline becomes automatic. You see, my friend, success is not built in moments of comfort. It's built in those silent moments when you're tired, alone, and still choosing to keep going. When you control your thoughts, you control your emotions. When you control your emotions, you control your actions. And when you control your actions, you control your destiny. That's the invisible chain that links your mindset to your future. Every day, your mind gives you 2 voices. One says, rest, you've done enough. The other says, rise, you can do more. The poor obey the first voice. The rich listen to the second. So, my friend, protect your focus like it's gold, because it is. Every time you choose focus over comfort, you build invisible wealth, the kind the world can't see yet, but one day will. Remember this, when you master your mind, the world starts following your lead. That's how millionaires are made from the inside out. My friend, you've learned how to command your thoughts. But now, let's talk about the next battle, the war between comfort and discipline. Because mastering your mind is only half the fight. Winning the war within is where transformation truly begins. My friend, the biggest war you'll ever fight isn't in the world outside, it's the one inside your own mind. Every day, there's a silent battle happening between your emotions and your discipline. And whoever wins that battle decides your future. You see, most people lose not because they're weak, but because they listen to the wrong voice. They listen to the voice that says, take a break, do it later, you've done enough. That voice feels comforting in the moment, but it's the same voice that keeps you average. Discipline, on the other hand, is the quiet force that says, do it anyway. It doesn't shout. It doesn't argue. It just leads you forward, even when you don't feel like moving. Here's the truth. Emotions are temporary, but discipline is permanent. Your emotions want what feels good now. Discipline wants what feels right forever. When you act only when you feel ready, you give your emotions control over your life. But when you act out of discipline, you take that control back. You become the master, not the servant of your own mind. Think of the people you admire, entrepreneurs, athletes, creators, leaders. They all have one thing in common. They've trained themselves to act beyond emotion. They wake up even when they're tired. They show up even when no one's watching. They keep going even when no one believes. Because discipline is not about doing big things at once. It's about doing small things consistently. Every morning you wake up early when it's easier to sleep. Every time you choose effort over excuse. Every time you keep your promise to yourself, you are winning the war within. Neuroscience shows that every act of self-control strengthens your brain's ability to resist temptation next time. It's like building muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. So don't expect discipline to feel easy. Expect it to make you powerful. And when that inner voice whispers, just relax, you've done enough, answer it with this: I didn't come this far to stay the same, because comfort is the slow poison that kills potential. But discipline is the medicine that cures mediocrity. And the moment you stop negotiating with your emotions, you start building the version of yourself that no one can stop. My friend, once you master your inner world, it's time to shape the outer one. Because success doesn't come from chasing money, it comes from creating value. My friend, let me tell you a truth that will change the way you see wealth forever. Money doesn't come to those who chase it. It comes to those who create value. Most people spend their entire lives running after success. But millionaires, they build success. They don't chase wealth, they attract it by solving problems that matter. Here's the mindset shift that separates them. The poor ask, how can I make money? The rich ask, how can I make people's lives better? And the moment you start asking that second question, everything changes. Every person you admire, every entrepreneur, inventor, leader, they all became wealthy for one reason. They created impact. They understood people's pain, and they provided a solution. That's the foundation of all wealth value creation. You see, the world doesn't pay you for your time. It pays you for your impact. You could work 12 hours a day, but if your work doesn't make a difference, it's just effort without reward. Millionaires understand this deeply. They don't measure progress by how busy they are. They measure it by how much value they're adding. They build systems, products, and ideas that serve people even when they're asleep. That's how they earn while others rest. But here's the beauty: value doesn't always mean something big. Sometimes it's your honesty, your discipline, your creativity, your consistency. Even the smallest idea, done with excellence, can grow into something massive. The problem is most people never begin. They wait for the perfect time, the perfect plan, the perfect opportunity. But the truth is, perfection is just procrastination in disguise. Millionaires act while others hesitate. They understand that greatness begins imperfectly. My friend, if you want your life to change, stop asking, how can I get more? And start asking, how can I give more? Because in this world, your income will always mirror your contribution. The more lives you touch, the more abundance flows back to you. It's a law of nature: give first, receive later. Serve first, earn later. The universe always returns what you give multiplied. So start where you are. Use what you have. Help someone today, because one small act of value can become the seed of a future empire. The day you master the art of adding value is the day money stops being your goal and starts being your shadow. My friend, now that you understand the power of creating value, it's time to learn the principle that protects and multiplies it: the power of long-term vision. My friend, in a world addicted to quick rewards, patience has become the rarest superpower. Everyone wants success now, today, this minute. But the truth is, no empire in history was built overnight. The rich know that true growth takes time, focus, and consistency. Most people quit not because their dream was impossible, but because they wanted it too fast. They planted the seed and got frustrated when it didn't turn into a tree the next morning. But millionaires, they understand the seasons. They water the seed even when nothing seems to happen. They keep building quietly while the world looks away. You see, long-term thinkers play a different game. While others chase quick profit, they build legacy systems. They know small daily actions done for years become unstoppable momentum. Because success isn't one giant leap. It's thousands of small, invisible steps that nobody claps for. Let me give you an example. If you save or invest just $10 a day, it feels like nothing. But over years, that consistency compounds just like success. One small improvement every day creates a completely different life in 5 years. The poor think on weekends. The middle class thinks in months. The rich think in decades. That's the mindset shift that changes everything. The moment you stop asking, how fast can I get it, and start asking, how far can I go if I stay consistent, your life transforms. Here's a secret. The rich aren't smarter. They're just more patient. They play the long game. They don't waste time chasing distractions or comparing progress. They understand that compound effort, not talent, builds empires. My friend, remember this. A bamboo tree takes years to break through the ground. You water it daily, see no result, feel no change, and then suddenly it shoots up 80 feet in weeks. But the truth is, it was growing the entire time underground, in silence. Your dreams are the same. Just because you don't see progress doesn't mean nothing's happening. Growth is often invisible before it becomes undeniable. So stop chasing speed. Start building strength. Because when you think long-term and act daily, time becomes your greatest ally. And one day, the same people who doubted your slow progress will ask how you grew so fast. Stay consistent. Stay patient. Your results are already on their way. They're just catching up to your discipline. My friend, now that you understand patience and consistency, it's time to learn the next secret of unstoppable growth, the power of mindset. My friend, before anyone builds an empire on the outside, they build one on the inside. Every success story you've ever admired started in the same place, the mind. Because your thoughts create your direction and your beliefs shape your limits. The difference between a millionaire and someone who stays stuck isn't luck or background or education. It's the quality of their thinking. Most people lose the battle before it even begins inside their head. They tell themselves, I'm not ready. It's too late. I can't. But here's the truth. Those words are not reality. They're just habits of thought. And habits can be changed. Millionaires train their minds the same way athletes train their bodies. Every morning, they feed it with power, focus, and vision. They don't wait for motivation, they create it. Because they understand. Your life moves in the direction of your strongest thoughts. If you constantly focus on problems, you attract more problems. If you focus on possibilities, you attract solutions. That's not magic, that's mindset. My friend, let me ask you something. When was the last time you challenged your own thoughts? Most people never do. They believe every negative idea their mind throws at them. But the rich, they question it. They say, why not me? They say, what if I can? And that tiny shift opens doors most people never even see. Here's a fact. Before you can change your circumstances, you must change your inner story. You can't build wealth with a poor mindset. You can't create abundance while thinking about scarcity. You can't lead others until you learn to lead your own thoughts. So start by upgrading your mental environment. Stop filling your head with noise, gossip, and fear. Feed it with books, ideas, and people who challenge you to rise higher. Because your mind becomes whatever you feed it daily. And remember this, every time you say, I can't, your brain stops searching for a way. But when you say, how can I, your brain starts working for you. That one question, how can I, has built more success stories than talent ever did. My friend, your mind is a factory. If you fill it with excuses, it produces regret. If you fill it with purpose, it produces results. Control your thoughts, and the world will follow your command. Because before you win in life, you must first win in your mind. My friend, now that you've learned to master your inner world, it's time to face the outer one, the real world of challenges, rejection, and setbacks. My friend, success is not born in comfort. It's born in chaos, in pain, in failure, in moments when you want to give up but don't. Every person who ever became great went through seasons of struggle that almost broke them. But instead of letting pain destroy them, they used it to build themselves. Here's a truth most people never realize. Pain is not your enemy. It's your teacher. Every struggle carries a lesson wrapped in discomfort. The only question is, will you run from it or learn from it? Millionaires don't fear pain, they study it. They ask, what is this moment trying to teach me? Because they know growth never happens in comfort zones. Growth begins the moment comfort ends. Most people quit when things get hard. They think struggle means failure. But in reality, struggle means transformation. It's proof that something inside you is evolving. Let me tell you a secret. Every rejection, every loss, every delay is shaping you into the person you need to become to handle success. Because if success came too early, before you were ready, it would destroy you. So life delays rewards until you've built the strength to carry them. When you're going through hard times, remind yourself, this isn't punishment, it's preparation. The universe isn't against you, it's training you. You're not losing, you're learning. Think about a seed it has to break before it grows. It must go through darkness before it sees light. You are no different. Millionaires understand that pressure builds diamonds. They embrace discomfort as the gym of champions. Every time they fail, they gain experience. Every time they fall, they rise sharper, stronger, and more aware. Your pain can either become your prison or your power, and the choice is yours. If you use it to build excuses, it will cage you. But if you use it to build endurance, it will free you. My friend, remember this. Easy lives create weak minds. Tough times create strong ones. And strong minds build unshakable empires. So the next time life tests you, don't ask, why me? Ask, what is this trying to make me? Because on the other side of pain lies a version of you that's unstoppable.